Hello everyone, welcome to Tanisha Strong. I have Darren here with me.
Hello.
Did I say it right?
Yeah. You got it. You got it.
So today we'll be doing the do's and don'ts of when you first get diagnosed with cancer, what you should do and how you should think. So Darren and I are both cancer survivors.
Yep. I was diagnosed with cancer when I was 15 years old, my sophomore year in high school, with third stage Hodgkin's lymphoma. Currently in remission, so I've been, chilling, smooth sailing. Everything's been good. No upcoming, cancer has been shown, I guess. That was fucked up the way I worded it, but it's okay. But yeah, so basically, I'm good. Yes.
That's great. Cancer free.
Yep.
So today we'll talk about, we already said the do's and don'ts. So the do's. When you first get diagnosed with cancer, I know of course it's a shocking news and it's very sad, but you have to just think positive and just think beyond and don't think like, oh, I'm not going to make it. You always got to think that you're going to get through it and that you're going to fight this because you're strong and that you will get through it. So you just can't think negative. You have to think positive. That's the key. Mm-hmm. That's the key to success. You have to think positive and have a great supportive of friends and
family.
Mm-hmm. Everybody. You have to make sure everybody around you is thinking positive and being positive around you as well.
I'd say a cancer don't is basically say when I was in the hospital, I was 15, I was depressed. You get depressed while you're getting treatment sometimes because you're not really on the same cycle that you have been, that has been on your whole entire life. Yeah. So I guess try and keep that same lifestyle going for them. If you see that they need help, don't try and just immediately rush to help because it sometimes takes away people's pride. Mm-hmm. And pride's a big thing when you're going through chemo or radiation or anything, getting surgery, whatever, because that's the only thing that you have left, because you're not allowed to do certain things. You may not be able to pick up heavy things anymore. You may not be able to go outside and take out the trash anymore because your immune system is going to be low. And I guess just try and keep the lifestyle as normal as possible and try and make them comfortable and happy, not so much oh my god, you have cancer, I have to help you. It's help as you normally would if it was any other day.
Right.
That's really it.
And another do is when you're in the hospital and then when when you're in the hospital, try to do things that get your mind off, of being in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Try to invite friends to come and see you, and of course they should be coming to see you anyway if they're your friends. But yeah, and have them come in, and do positive things with you. You guys can just come in, be on social media together. Color, play game boards, games with each other.
Don't some hospitals have dogs come visit people?
Yeah, dogs.
Yeah,
and
dogs.
then they have a playroom too. So sometimes they will bring in movies for you. Pick movies to watch to get off get what you're going through off your mind, and just do fun things while you're in the hospital, so you can just not be worried about what you're what's happening at that time.
Another don't that I would say is the hardest thing I know for a parent or family members is watching someone go through something that you can't help. Help is great, but at the same time, it's there's only but so much you can do. Right. So, for example, when my mom was watching me go through my chemo and my radiation, it hurt her. It was almost as if she was the patient, because she's going through so much emotional distress. And I'm chilling there getting my chemo, bald, doing everything that I gotta do, just just flex it.
Yeah.
But it's hard at times, but you can't let your emotions get the best of you, or even if you have something going on and you just want to cry because it hurts so much to see your baby going through something and you can't even help. Just don't let them see you cry, because that's going to hurt them more than it actually is going to help. Because it's kind of man, my mom's hurting, I'm hurting, so I know whenever my mom's upset, I get upset. Mm-hmm. So she had to put aside, she had to put on a strong face in front of me, but I know behind closed doors you're really gonna, it's just a lot to think about, because you're watching so much happen at one time. You're waiting for results. It's just that is one of the most nerve-wracking things, waiting for results. But always keep an upbeat mentality. I don't know how many people you have watching who are religious, but praying is a big thing. God is always he was literally my best friend when I was going through everything that I went through.
Yeah.
And it's also keeping like you said, friends and family, like with upbeat like mentalities. Just keep everything positive. Even like on your lowest days, you're gonna be like, man, like this is one of my worst chemo days. Like I'm done. I'm tired. Like am I actually going to make it? You're going to make it. You'll be fine. You just gotta keep that going for you, so you know in the future that you can conquer anything. Because I know that once I beat like my cancer, I was just like, nothing else can phase me. I can do anything and everything. Like it's just always about the mentality and how you're thinking.
Exactly. And another do is like, I know not everybody's in the same situation like when they're in the hospital going under their chemotherapy, but when you do like are able to go home on your 2-week breaks after you're done with your chemotherapy in the hospital and your immune system level and everything is at the right level for you to leave, then when you go home, make sure you're having fun. I mean, I remember when I was going home, my parents were like, Tanisha, calm down, stop going out, stop going to the mall, stop because you're doing too much. What if you get sick? What if you get... I'm like, I'm not thinking about that. I just want to have fun. I was in the hospital for like 4 or 5 days, weeks, months. And I was like, I want to have fun. I'm like, I will bring my mask with me just in case, like, if I'm around somebody, I feel like it's going to, like, give me something. So I will, like, cover my face, like, in the movie theaters. Like, I remember my doctor said, when you go to the movies, make sure you bring a mask with you because, like, you're around a lot of people and you're in that room for, like, an hour or so watching a movie and people are coughing, sneezing. You don't know, you know,
who
like,
has what?
You don't have what.
Yep.
So you have to cover yourself up. So I made sure, like, I would bring my equipment with me when I would go get my nails done. And sometimes I had a nail tech will come to the house and do my nails and stuff like that. So you just have to like work with what's going on. Like you have to like fix your lifestyle to make yourself feel better. So I would still go out, I would still have fun, I would still go to the movies, mall. I was just everywhere. I was going crazy. I was just having so much fun with my friends when I was outside the hospital because I wanted to get my mind off of what I'm really going through. So that's why a lot of people didn't really think like nothing was wrong with me. They was like, you're still having so much fun. Like, oh my God, like I want to have fun with you. I'm like, yeah, because I was just like, I'm not trying to think about what was really going on. I never try to think of nothing negative. Just think positive. That's really the key.
Another cancer don't is just because I'm going through like chemotherapy or radiation doesn't mean I want to talk about it all the time.
Right.
Because it's like, you know, it's very draining. I remember like for me getting chemo, like I would have 8-hour chemo days. I don't want to talk about an 8-hour chemo day because it's very draining. Like I'm feeling fatigued. Like, you know, I couldn't eat certain things that I wanted to.
Oh my God.
And so I mean, you cannot
so upset.
you cannot eat certain things.
It's horrible.
It's rough. So it's like, you know, people just would have to start talking about like other things because it's like, you know, as interesting as it may be from the outside looking in, when you're actually going through like the type of things, like it's like not just being like a lab experiment, but it's kind of like we're gonna test some things on you and see how it goes. Not like I don't want to talk about it 24/7. That's all you can really say.
It's funny how you said like a lab experiment. I remember saying that to myself too. I was like, I felt like I'm a science experiment because like you see yourself, you see the chemo coming inside of you, and then like it's like they would just want to see the reaction to the experiment. Like they want to see the reaction. So like the chemo is coming inside your system, and then like the next day or later on that night, you start feeling the reactions after getting all that liquids and chemos inside of your body. Your hair starts falling out. You start getting nauseated. Your fevers. You're sick. It's just horrible. Like it was a mess. Like, yeah, chemo is really a challenge, but you just gotta stay strong because you will get through it, and you just gotta think positive. I say it over and over again. Think positive and stay strong, and don't think nothing negative at all.
Never. Because, I mean, I remember when, I will never forget this day, I was in the hospital, and I was, like, laying in bed, and because certain, like, chemo cycles, I don't know if y'all really know how that works, but I was on, like, a 4-week cycle. So it would be, like, you know, get chemo this amount of times, like, each week, and then I would have, like, that week break, where I, like, wouldn't do anything. Every single time I would have that week break, I would always get put in the hospital, because it was just, my immune system was just terrible. So I went to the hospital, and I'm just sitting in bed, like, you know, watching all the IVs come through my arm, like, you know, so dehydrated and just feeling so fatigued. And then, like, having people walk past my room as, like, you know, they're visiting, like, some friends, family, like, whatever. It's kind of like, you know, you're just, don't be so obvious if you have questions. It's kind of like, you know, don't just stare at me, because it's, like, staring is one of, like, the biggest things for me. It's like, you know, I understand I'm bald, I look like, you know, like, gray and sick, but like, you know, on the inside I feel like a flower. Like I feel great, I feel happy. So don't look at me as like, you know, oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. It's like, you know, look at me as me. Like, still, like, you know, hey, like, you're Darren, you're still doing you. Like, it's just try and keep still, like, again, positivity. That's all, like, that's really one of the biggest factors. Because it's like, if you have nothing positive, then you're still gonna, it's not gonna weigh out to be anything good. It's like, I'm all about law of attraction. So if you speak something into the existence of the earth, then therefore it'll happen. So if I like woke up one day and I was just like, hey, today's gonna be a good chemo day, I'm gonna get through it and I'm gonna be fine. I went into that mentality, like just did it and had a good day. That was it. So just, even on your lowest of low days, you really gotta just
build yourself back up.
Just build it up. That's it.
Yep. And let's take a moment of silence for Anna. My little sister Anna just passed away last week, Saturday, February 18th. And it's very sad to hear. She was only, I think, about like 13 years old. So let's take a moment of silence for her. Okay. Let her body rest in peace.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you guys learned a lot from the do's and don'ts that Darren and I had said. So keep on watching, and let's get into these nice pictures of us. Hey.
Oh yeah, and stay tuned because we are going to hopefully get a project going.
Of course.
On other cancers, because Tia and I have had a couple conversations, basically like, you know, other cancers are important too.
Right.
There is a certain month dedicated to one cancer. Why shouldn't we have cancer year round?
You're right, for all different types. It's not just, I mean, of course, all cancers are bad and they're all important, but let's, you know, like, we should have one for, and like, either just all of them just put together, or just, you know, for certain ones, or whatever, which one you want. But we want to make up a group together for, what was yours again?
It was just cancer awareness.
No, what was your
my cancer? Hodgkin's lymphoma.
And mine was osteosarcoma. So, I mean, ours, it kind of sounded like, but it's totally different. So,
like, my ribbon's like a lavender, like purple. And your ribbon?
It's kind of like a yellow, yellow color.
So it's like those ribbons matter too. We're so used to seeing like the pinks and the white, but like, you know, what else is, what other cancers are people going through?
Right.
So we just want to make a big project for that, and hopefully it goes well.
All right. Bye. See you guys next time.
Bye. That made me happy.